Hello, my little makeup lovers, and thank you for coming back. So today I am being dumb because I don't know how to talk. Coming back. So today I am doing a video that I was tagged in. I love being tagged in videos because at least people know who I am, because 6 months ago nobody knew who I was on YouTube, and at least now somebody knows who I am, which I love. So Rose from, I'm going to spell it because I'm sorry, Rose, I do not know how you say your YouTube channel. It's Rxseskull. Rxseskull. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I just screwed that all up. But she started her own tag. I love it when people are so smart and they can think of their own tags and their own way to do a tag, because I am not bright enough to do that. So when somebody else does it, I think that is awesome. And Rose noticed that the videos coming across were, 10 things that you don't know about me, or 10 things you want to know about me. And so she put her own spin on it, and she put 10 embarrassing things that has happened to me, or which happened to her, and then she tagged several of us to do this video. So what the heck, here you go, Rose. I'm doing it. Hopefully everybody gets a laugh out of this, because most of these are funny. Some of them are just dumb, so, but most of these are kind of funny, and one was actually really funny, and usually when I tell it, I start laughing. Luckily, there's nobody here to laugh along with me, so I think I can keep a straight face. So I wrote down a few little things so I would remember kind of the story. I just put like little notes next to it. I'll start off with my one. I met my boyfriend on eHarmony. I know most of the time that's embarrassing for people, because ooh, you go on a dating service, ooh, how pathetic, how sad. But it's embarrassing, but I think it would have been more embarrassing if I hadn't found the person that I found. And we've been together for over 3 years now. So yeah, it was embarrassing going on eHarmony, but something good came out of it. So I guess it's not as embarrassing if it could have been. And in all honesty, I met him like that quick. I didn't go on any embarrassing dates with anybody else. It was just him. So that was pretty neat. Embarrassing that I did it. Embarrassing that I used to look at the guys and be like, yes, no, and knowing that they did the same with me. But there you go. Okay, let's see. In middle school, my friend, I'll tell Nancy, we had to go to the other school. The middle school and elementary school were right next to each other. We were asked to go to the other school, get something, and then come right back. Well, there was a snowstorm, so in all our brilliance, we should have just gone back this way and went back to the middle school, but we thought, ooh, we'll go straight across. Well, they hadn't plowed, and they hadn't cleaned off the steps going that way, so the snow on the steps were, this high. Well, we were trudging up them, but Miss Nancy decided to take her glove off, so she grabbed a hold of the pole with skin to skin, and her hand got stuck. So I had to crawl up the rest of the stairs, covered with snow because I fell multiple times, to go into the office to say, hey, my friend's stuck out there on the pole with her hand, she can't get off. So they came back and got her hand detached from the pole, and we still had to go into class late, covered with snow, being all wet. And I remember it was my science teacher who scared the living piss out of me. He was like a giant of a man. He probably isn't as big as I thought he was, but when you're a little kid, everybody seems big. And we had to come in, and we had a tardy, and it was just a spectacle. And I was easily embarrassed when I was younger, easily embarrassed. So, but the third one, this is how I met my friend Nancy. So, sorry, I keep bumping the camera. So in 5th grade, I've always been a little more innocent than the rest of the girls, especially in school. And they were going around asking everybody if they were a virgin or not. And I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what a virgin was. I was like, well, a virgin. Didn't sound like something I wanted to be. So when one of the little smarty pants popular girls go, are you a virgin, Allison? I was like, nope, not me. I'm not going to be one of those. That sounds bad. And she's like, really? And then there was a lot of snickering. This is how I met my friend Nancy. She's right behind me because of our last names. And she's like, tap, tap, tap on my shoulder. I'm like, yeah. She's like, do you even know what that means? I'm like, no. And she's like, that's somebody who hasn't had sex. So you just said you had sex. And I'm like, I didn't really understand what sex was, but I understand that I didn't do that. So of course, in the middle of math class, because it already had started, I was like, I am too a virgin. Yes, I am. I'm just like hollering it out to the whole class to hear. Well, Mr. Prey, my math teacher, didn't care for that outburst, and he said, Allison, I don't think that's something you need to share with the class. You need to stay after class, and we need to talk. So not only did I bellow out that, I also got in trouble with the teacher. Good times. But I met my friend Nancy, which we had a lot of fun going through high school and stuff together. So, let's see. Oh, my freshman year in high school, I had surgery in the summer, so I had a cast on my leg to start off school with, which is great. You're a freshman in high school, and you also came with a cast on your leg. That was just too much. So my friends dragged me to one of the dances. I had a cast on, you know. I could walk on it, but there was no really dancing on it. And there was one senior that I just had the majorest crush on, just the majorest crush on, you know. And my friend Nancy, she got me through my high school years, let me tell you. She went up to him and said, Allison's so depressed because nobody's asking her to dance because, you know, she has that cast. Would you go mind dancing with her? And he's like, sure, because he knew my family and stuff. So he came up and he asked me to dance. I swear I was humiliated, but in hog heaven all at the same time. Don't remember. I know he tried to talk to me. I was probably like, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. All I remember, Journey, Open Arms, was the song playing. That's all I remember. I remember him talking and me going, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And then me going up to Nancy saying, I hate you and I love you all at the same time because I got to dance with my crush. He had a girlfriend. She was hot. I was a freshman. I was not. So, let's see. What are we at? 1, 2, 3. What am I on? 4? So I'm on what? 5? Let's see. Okay. I never really drank at all. So, my friend's graduation party was the first time I'd ever had any alcohol. Again, I was still young still to have it, but I had some alcohol. And nobody really explained to me that alcohol goes through your system a lot quicker than pop does or water or anything. So, I peed my pants. I peed my pants at the graduation party. I peed my pants. My friend, luckily, got me some clothes and got me something to drape around my waist, and I went home. So, I think after that point, it was several years before I ever drank again, because pee-pee in your pants at a graduation party, not cool. Not cool at all. So, I think we've all done this. I was at the mall. I had the keys to my vehicle. I was clicking my vehicle. I was pulling the handle to the door to the vehicle, but somehow the vehicle wasn't opening. It wasn't my vehicle. My vehicle was way over there. But I was like, click, 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 pull, 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 click, 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 pull, pull, pull. And I'm looking at it, and then finally I'm like, I don't think I had anything hanging from my rearview mirror. Oh, that's not my vehicle. And then I booked it. I hightailed it over to my vehicle before the person came, seeing me trying to break and enter into their vehicle. I think everybody's done that, haven't we? Please tell me you've done that. That was embarrassing. We, my brother and I, went to the mall one time, and in front of us was a vendor, and he had just gotten coins from a bank, you know, when they're wrapped up in those little paper things. Well, he dropped them, and most people walk around things and they're just fine. Not me. I roller derbied on them halfway across the mall, and then finally landed on my katukas. You know what my brother was worried about? The guy in picking up his money. Not Allison, who was laying humiliated in the middle of the mall that I always go to. No, we were worried about picking up the coins that got lost when Allison roller derbied on them across the hall. I just remember going, and boom, right in front of Victoria's Secret. Yeah, that was fun. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I think I'm on 7 here. Okay. In my life of working, I am an ultrasound tech. And I think most of you consider that about babies and, you know, putting the stuff on you and looking at babies. Well, I do all kinds of ultrasounds, not just baby ones. I do them on men too. And sometimes men have lumps and bumps in their personal areas, let's just say, that need to be ultrasound to make sure that they're not cancerous. So this gentleman came in, and I said, hello, you know, my name's Ellison, you know, I'm gonna be doing your exam today, and I just need you to take everything off from the waist down, and here is a towel to prop a few things up with. I'm not getting into it because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. So most of the time, you got 2 sets of men out there, the ones that will sit there and just stare and not say a word to you, and then you usually got the chitter-chatters that are nervous and want to talk. This guy was a whole 3rd level. So I gave him a few minutes to get undressed from the waist down. I come back in, no lie, the man is butt naked on the table with his arms back like this, his feet crossed, just waiting for me. No towel on him, nothing. Not a sock on him, nothing. He's just butt naked on the table. And I opened it, I looked at him, he looked at me, and I closed the door, and I got one of the male techs, and I said, told him what happened, and he went to it, and he did the exam. I wish I could have seen the look on this guy's face when a male tech came in there and he was laying there butt naked. There you go. Don't screw with me. I have ways. Actually, I think this is 8. I think I got 2 more. So, okay, I've shared this one with you guys, but since we're doing embarrassing things, I will share it again just for the ones who have not heard the story. So, I was at the bank probably 6 months ago at my bank, and you know those rugs that we stand on and they get picked up to be cleaned, la 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 la. So I noticed there was a person there wearing a baseball cap and all that, and I was like standing there, and I was like, oh, I said, excuse me, sir, would you like me to move so you could get the rug from underneath me? It was a lady. It was not a sir. It was a lady. She's like, Yes, I would, and I am a ma'am, not a sir. I can't even tell you the level of humiliation that I felt at that moment. And you know what? Nobody helped me. None of the tellers helped me. They know me. I've been going there for years. They just stood back and watched the show. So I tried to backtrack in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, that was horrendous. They finally left. This is what the tellers did to me. They're like, oh, well, we didn't know if it was a male or female either, so we're glad you let us know. I'm like, if there is a way to humiliate myself, I will find it. I will do it. Yeah, that was bad. That one was bad. I don't mind embarrassing myself, but when I feel like I've embarrassed somebody else by my ignorance, that's what I don't like. But I'm telling you, she looked very masculine. That's all I'm going to say about it. So, just saying. Okay, I'm going to give you a bonus. I think I'm going to give you 11 instead of 10. So, let me save one of the most embarrassing ones, the one that I laugh at the most, though. This is the most embarrassing, most humiliating I got. So, I was just started working at this hospital, and there was a genetic, forget what her job description was, but if pregnant women came in and they might have some history of some genetic issues in their family, or their amnio came back, or any of that stuff came back with a positive, they would go to her and she would talk to them about what may or may not happen with their fetus and all of that. Really intelligent woman. I'm not going to say her name. Really, we became really good friends after this, but I had probably been working there not more than 6 months. Not more than 6 months. And there is a little cafe that's there at the hospital that I used to work at. And we went there to have lunch. And it's quite expensive, like a lot of those cafes are, because they have you, you're there, so they know unless you want to leave, you're stuck with paying their prices. So I got my salad or whatever the heck I got. I came to the table. She was there along with a couple of my coworkers, and they said something about the prices, and I was like, yeah, it cost me an arm and a leg to, get this salad. Okay, let me give you a note why this was humiliating. The woman had some physical issues, meaning in utero, she probably had some stuff that happened to her, so she was missing part of an arm, and she was missing both of her lower legs, and she was missing most of her fingers, but a couple on this hand. So when I said it cost me an arm and a leg, without a heartbeat, she looked at herself and looked up at me and said, oh, looks like I already paid. It is unspeakable, the level of horror I felt at that moment. She laughed it off. I was humiliated for life. It still is like in my brain. So when Rose said embarrassing moments, that one popped out just like that. So, okay. I'm going to leave this last one because it's embarrassing, but it's also funny. So when I was younger, I was in the hospital a lot, and we had just gotten done with some tests, my mom and I, and we went to the bathroom, and it was one of those women's bathroom where you walk in and there's a lounge, and then there's another door, and there's where the bathroom's at and the sinks and everything like that. So I went in there. I'm going to already start laughing. I went in there and I already did my business, and I came out. Okay, I was probably about 8 or 9. Okay, seriously. So I came out, I washed my hands, and the bathroom was, people were coming in and out, and I just didn't want to stand there and wait for my mom. So I said, Mom, do you care if I go into the lounge and sit? And she's like, go ahead, just stay there, don't leave. I said, okay. So I was there. She was taking too long in that bathroom, okay? So I'm looking around, and there's a light switch. There's a light switch. So I wanted to know what it did. So I clicked it, click, 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 click. All of a sudden, there's some screaming going on in the bathroom. I'm oblivious. I'm still trying to figure out what this light switch is doing. So click, 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 and there's still screaming going on in the bathroom. So I clicked it a couple more times, screaming going on in the bathroom. And I was finally like, all right, this is boring. It's not doing anything in here. And I go and sit down. My mother comes out and she's like, Allison, oh, sorry, I can't. She's like, did the lights go out in here? And I go, no. She's like, oh my God. She goes, Allison, she goes, the lights kept going on and off in the bathroom. Oh my God. And she goes, the lady next to me was just screaming. And I never told her I was the one that was shutting the lights on and off. Oh my God. Seriously, it's embarrassing as an adult, kinda, to have done that. But as a little kid, I was just praying not to get in trouble. You just kept your mouth shut and you didn't say a damn word about the whole thing. So I think later on, as I got older, I told her about it and we laughed about it. But at the time, holy crap, I was like, I can't believe I did that. Oh my God, that lady was yelling so loud. I am not saying a word because my mom is going to yell at me. So, okay. All right. Thank you, Rose, for doing this tag and allowing me to do it. It was fun to do. It was fun to remember some of this stuff and just to laugh about it because you know what? Moments last for just a second and then we move on and we get over it. You know, we feel like it's going to last forever, the humiliation, but it doesn't. And then it's something to laugh about later. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed some of those stories and I will see you guys again real soon. All right. And I'm going to link Rose's channel below so you guys can go watch hers. And I will link anybody else that actually has done this by the time that I put it out. So, okay, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.